Hi, welcome back to the Coach's Guide to Impostor Syndrome. I'm Tara Halliday, and what we're doing in this short video series is reviewing the different imposter syndrome behaviours characteristic of that secret feeling of being a fraud and the fear of being found out. When you understand what's going on for your client, then you can really help them overcome this very distressing situation and help them achieve even greater success. The topic in this video is secrecy. Now, it's actually one of the characteristics of imposter syndrome, that we keep that feeling, that doubt, that feeling like a fraud all to ourselves. So we definitely wouldn't tell our boss. We're really unlikely to tell our work colleagues, and we're probably not going to be telling our friends or even our partners and spouses. It really is something that somebody kind of wraps tight around them like a blanket, holds on tight, really does not want anyone else to know about it. Now that's where it becomes a little bit more tricky for you, because they might not want you to find out either. So what you can do as a coach, obviously you're going to be building trust with them. If they're a new client, then there's all sorts of things. You're a coach, you know how to do this. You're good at listening, you're good at interacting, you're good at building rapport. What you can do for someone with imposter syndrome who have a fear of it is a fear of talking about it, keeping it a secret, is talk about all of the other imposter syndromes before, and discuss them, explore them. Not start out saying we're looking for imposter syndrome, but go through, kind of review all of these different imposter behaviours, and if you like, take a note and say, look, this is what's going on. This looks like imposter syndrome, and then you can explain what imposter syndrome is. The underlying feeling is one of being a fraud, but most people don't talk about it and don't keep it a secret. Does that resonate at all for you? Do you feel like in any way that's true for you? So it's a very gentle way of bringing forward the idea. Now, they might absolutely flat out deny it again. And if you take a look at the imposter behaviour of avoiding, then there's a group of people who are in complete denial about it. And there are also a group of people who wouldn't recognise that it's about feeling like a fraud per se, if they're avoiding something in particular. So it might not be quite so clear-cut. So what do you do if somebody flat out denies it? You've reviewed all the behaviours and you're thinking, oh my gosh, they've definitely got imposter syndrome, and they're flat out denying it. Don't worry about it. You can still handle it. You don't need to be right about defining it in order to be able to help them. Now, one of the reasons it is useful, if you can help them understand that it is imposter syndrome that they have, is because it relieves some sense of confusion, because imposter syndrome affects highly successful people, and they're used to being in control, calm, confident, capable, and then it seems like out of nowhere suddenly this doubt has creeped in, suddenly this feeling of overwhelm, suddenly this feeling like, oh my gosh, everybody around me is brilliant and I'm just not that good. And it's confusing. It's like, what's changed? They might try and work harder to compensate, and it's that confusion can be relieved by understanding, by defining it. Yes, this is imposter syndrome. Now, also another part of imposter syndrome is feeling like it's just me. I'm a freak. I'm the only one. It's so different, and it leads to great feeling of isolation, and the secrecy makes people feel more isolated as well. That's part of the anxiety. When you can recognize that the situation is imposter syndrome, then you can say, well, look, 70% of successful people suffer from this at some point in their lives. You look around your meeting room of 10 people, 7 in there would know what you were talking about if you were going to start talking about it. So you're not the only one. And when we realize that we're not the only one, and there's a good reason for our feelings, we can understand our feelings, then some of the anxiety can be released. And what I hope then would happen is that they would open up to you and be able to share more freely. So good luck with coaching your successful clients who you suspect might have imposter syndrome. If you've got any questions, any situations that you'd like to run past me, my email is tara@completesuccess.co.uk, or you can write a comment below, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's lots of ways to reach me. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Thank you.